Hello everyone, welcome back to Tight Ship Mama. My name is Gina and I'm a declutter coach. So one of the other little branches of Tight Ship Mama is I have a course for women called Pruning to Prosper, Growing into the Woman God Calls You to Be. And it's decluttering type because we are pruning away the stuff, whether it be the physical clutter, the mindset, and the debt that's standing between you and the woman God is calling you to be. It's an 8-week course, and we go through the Bible, and we have a Bible reading that goes with the theme of the week. I have a short reflection, then we have group discussion, and we finish up with one-to-one coaching. It's 8 weeks, and there are 8 spots. I know, it's a small course, because everyone's going to have one-to-one coaching on one of the weeks. So that's why we have it limited to 8 people. You will be in a private Facebook group, and when you're completed the course, you'll get put into the alumni group where you will join the women that already went through Pruning to Prosper. So this topic today is time management, and this is what the beta group said that they were interested in hearing. So I didn't record on Friday when I did it live, so I'm just going to do it for you right now and give you an idea of what goes on inside of Pruning to Prosper and see if you like it. And the next round is going to begin on September 28th. So I will have signups and links for all that stuff either in the description box or over at Tight Ship Mama on Facebook. Okay, so let's begin the topic of time management. This one I know you've all probably heard. This is Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. Martha and Mary. As they continued their journey, he entered a village where a woman whose name was Martha welcomed him. She had a sister named Mary, who sat beside the Lord at his feet, listening to him speak. Martha, burdened with much serving, came to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has let me by myself do the serving? Tell her to help me." The Lord said to her in reply, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and worried about many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, and it will not be taken from her." This is a story that really baffled me as a child and especially as an adult because we are living in a Martha world. This is us. People come over, we need to prepare, we need to serve them. We're the head of our household as far as like getting the kids where they need to be and making sure that the house is clean and the dinners are made. And Jesus is saying, no, that's wrong. Mary is doing the right thing. Mary's sitting here relaxing. And I'm sure we can all relate to the people in our house that just sit and relax as we're running about, right? So what's Martha's problem? And why is it so wrong? You might say that Martha has a time management problem. I beg to differ. I don't think Martha has a time management problem, and I don't think that you do either. I think what she has and what you have is an essentialism problem. When I declutter with clients, I am always trying to teach them a different way to look at their stuff and a different way to look at their life and how they want their day to look and their life to look and the feel of their home. And I was working with a lovely client. I was there a few times, and on probably the second time or something I was there, I'm teaching her these things. And she said, "Everything you're saying is in this book that I was reading, Essentialism." And after about the third time of her saying this, I thought, I better get this book. So I did. And this is the book, Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I read the book immediately and I texted her and I said, "Thank you for the words that are in my head. This book is the inside of my brain. I kid you not. If you read no other book, read this book." I don't get any royalties from promoting this book, but here's the thing. I'm going to give you the rundown of the book. A non-essentialist is someone that is spending their energy in all different ways, right? It's like the Martha. They're anxious. They're trying to do it all. And instead of, pruning things away, they're adding it. So instead of saying, okay, I'm not going to make a big meal. I'm going to go sit with Jesus. They think, I'm going to make the big meal, and I'm going to clean, and I'm going to eventually get to him. How many times do we do that? And when a teacher says, hey, can you be the homeroom mom? Or hey, can you do the Halloween party? And you think to yourself, I really don't have the time for this or the energy, and I really don't want to be there. But in the moment, it's easier for you to say yes. And you think, I'll just figure it out. I'll stay up later. I'll do what I got to do, and I'll make it work. But then you get to the car, and you are just beating yourself up. Why did I say yes? I don't have the time for this. I don't have the energy to this. And you start getting angry and resentful, right? A non-essentialist, energy is everywhere. Their default answer is yes because it's easier in the moment. It's easier to say yes to your kids that want the junk food because it just makes them quiet for a minute. It's easier to just put it on the credit card because it's easier at the moment, and that's next month's problem. It's easier to stay up watching TV because that's morning Gina's problem, that you're tired and you ate a bag of chips. A non-essentialist is all about energy everywhere. An essentialist knows their why. Their energy is directed straight ahead at their why. They are Mary, realizing that Jesus is right here, right now, and I'm going to devote my entire attention to him. It's like adoration in your living room. Here he is. Realize it. I know you guys are so tired of me talking about your why, what's your why, what's your why? If you don't have a why, you are going to be scattered. Your why is the essential energy path, right? The default for an essentialist is no. You say no because you can always go back and say yes, but it's a lot harder when you've already said yes to go back and say no. Do you follow me? So the same situation with the teacher saying, can you be the homeroom mom? Can you do the Halloween party? Your default answer as an essentialist is no, because you don't want to be frazzled or you don't have the energy and you know your limits. And you go to the car and instead of beating yourself up, you're like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. I said no because I was putting that time for something else. I wanted to do a yoga class that day, or I wanted to go into the office that day, or whatever it was. You know your why. When we were starting my husband's business and he was building his book of clients, my why was so big. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I didn't want to be frazzled, and I wanted a really good marriage. When you have your why, your everyday decisions are very easy to make, because if it's not contributing to that why, it's taking you further away. So my big why, stay-at-home mom, not frazzled, great marriage. My day-to-day why, kid gets the nap every day. Because if the kid doesn't nap, I'm frazzled. So if we got invited to do things and it interrupted a nap, I said no. I knew if we went into debt or we lived above our means, I was going back to work. I did not want to go back to work. That was my number one thing with having kids, was I wanted to stay home. So if there was anything we couldn't afford, I said no, because putting it on a credit card was not going to do me any good, because I would just have to worry about it next month. It was a lot easier to say no at the time and not have to worry about it the next month. Do you see what I'm saying? Find your big why and back out of that down to the day. What is essential today? A non-essentialist, another good example in the book, a non-essentialist will think, let me stay up later and try to get more done. An essentialist will say, let me get to bed earlier because I know I can be more productive. One of the things that came up on Friday, or was it I forget, which I'm messing up my days, but I have an aunt that she's on my husband's side, but she has 8 children. And I asked her one time, how do you discipline your kids? They're my age now. So she goes, you mean, did I spank them? And I said, well, because at the time I had toddlers and I was really struggling with that season of life. And she said, the best thing you can do to discipline your kids is to get a good night's sleep. And you know that. You know a good night's sleep you are a much better mom. You're more patient, you have more energy, and when you say no to whatever's keeping you up late at night, you're saying yes to a better version of you the next day. An essentialist knows the difference. An essentialist is thinking big picture, focus their energy on the big picture every single day. Martha wasn't doing anything wrong because she was doing what needed to get done. She was doing it wrong because she was doing it at the wrong time. She needed to say no to say yes to the Jesus that was sitting in her living room. You gotta focus on what you do want, and the other stuff goes away. At this point in the Pruning to Prosper, I do have a PDF of your big why and then your daily why that I was going to print out for you guys. But you can make one. Big why, little why. Okay? What's your big why, and then what's the why that you need to do today? So if you want to start eating well as a family, okay, say you want to have a healthy family, that's your big why. I want my kids to be healthy. Okay, what's your daily why? It might be we're going to have healthy snacks today. We're going to, like, little by little, we're going to replace things. So you have to break it down to the day, because if you're constantly looking at the big picture, that's your North Star, but it's almost overwhelming. So break it down to the day. What am I doing today to get where I want to go? All right. So that was the PDF I had, but you can just do it anyway. Big why, daily why. Then we would talk about it. So if this kind of makes you think, and you think, oh, I wish I had other women that were like-minded and they would talk about these things, that's what we do in Pruning to Prosper. At this point in the course, it's an hour each time. I would stop my little reflection and I would say, okay, guys, like, where can you work each day on your bigger why? Or I would have some sort of a probing question that encourages the conversation. And then I cut it off at about half past the hour, and then we move into the one-to-one coaching. And everyone is watching your one-to-one coaching, which in the beta group, they were kind of like, ooh, what's going on? But it ended up being most people's favorite part, because it's a little bit of voyeuristic, like you get to see what's their issue. And it really is more your time to shine, because everyone is listening to your story. I'm coaching you. Other people are chiming in when they have something relevant to say. But it's just really your focused time. And that's what we do. And we finish with a prayer, and that's it. And it's a theme. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, check below and see if there's a sign up. I may not have it ready to go yet. So check below or go on to Facebook and follow Tight Ship Mama. And that's it. I highly recommend this book, even if you don't sign up for Pruning to Prosper. This is an awesome book that really is the inside of Tight Ship Mama's mind. Have a great week, and I will see you next Monday.